Back in 2017, me and my dad and uncle went on a trip to North Carolina. We live in Tennessee, so it wasn't a big thing to go that far, so my uncle drove all the way. Well, we made the mistake of leaving late in the day, so we was about halfway when it got real dark. So we decided to find a motel for the night and start early in the morning. We found a red roof motel. I'm not sure what city we were in, but we was in North Carolina at that point. So we got a room, and I remember that I had a weird feeling about the place, but we made it to our room and went straight to bed. This was around 10 p.m. I remember waking up at 3 a.m. to the sound of banging from the room next to ours. My uncle and dad was already sitting up on their beds when I woke up. Oh, FYI, the room only had 2 beds, so I slept on the floor. Not the best sleep, but what are you going to do? Anyway, the banging stopped, and after that we hear blood-rattling screams of a woman right outside of the walkway. She was screaming cuss words and what sounded like she was kicking the door to the room next door. This went on for about 30 seconds and everything went quiet. So, me being the curious idiot that I am, got up and opened the door to look what was going on the walkway. I opened the door only to see a woman maybe in her 30s in pajama pants and a tank top standing facing the door to the room next door. But what stuck out the most was she was covered in blood. Her hands were bloody and her tank top had blood stains all over the chest of her tank top. I stood in silence just looking from my doorway down the walkway at her. Then my father or uncle, I don't remember which of the two it was, but one of them asked what was going on. This was loud enough that the woman noticed and turned her head to my direction. I remember seeing her face also had blood all over it. I quickly shut the door and not even 5 seconds later heard her beating on our door. She stopped and started to talk to herself, but I couldn't make out what she was saying. Then I looked through the peephole and seen her walking back down the walkway. It got quiet again, and that whole night till 6 a.m. I was wide awake. When we was leaving, I seen blood all over the door outside and on the door next door too. So we got out of there as quickly as possible. As we were dropping the key off at the front desk office, I noticed that there were 2 cops standing talking to the man behind the desk. I overheard them talking about a woman that was found in the motel next to the red roof we were in, and apparently she had attacked a man and his wife in their room in the morning hours of the night. I spoke up and said that I thought last night I seen her also. They turned to me and asked what she looked like. I told them, and they said it fit the description of the woman that was found. She apparently stabbed the couple in their room and was found that morning in the room with the door to the room wide open in the dark, cutting on the wife, who was already dead at that point, cutting her throat with a large hunting knife of what witnesses only could describe was her attempting to cut off her head. The cops was called and she remained in the room till they came. She was arrested and taken to the police station. The cops said that they thought she was a mentally disturbed woman who was also under the influence of drugs and decided to randomly break in the couple's room and kill them for no other reason other than out of complete randomness. Still to this day, I can see the woman in my head and thanking God, cause that easily could have been me and my dad and uncle.